Hello, my name is Jason and welcome to my review of the first of 6 movies for Digimon Adventure Try. The first chapter is titled Saikai or Reunion. And so as the first title says, it's pretty much nostalgia porn. As I like to think of it, it's more of just seeing our characters back again, seeing them hang out, and seeing the Digimon back with their friends. And that's pretty much it for the first film. Nothing really crazy happens for story purposes. All we know is that Kuwagamon does come in and destroys the city. There's a lot of inner conflict within Taichi, but we don't really know what. More of just he's now aware of the destruction that the Digimon do cause and whether what they're doing is right or not. And there's a lot of that in the first movie, and probably throughout the whole entire 5 other movies, we're going to see a lot more of the inner struggle of Taichi and his relationship also with Yamato as well. You know, them bickering and sort of coming together as one. We got appearance of Omegamon at the end, and so kind of spoiled what happened. So again, if you haven't seen Digimon Adventure Try, the first movie just yet, I'm going to spoil everything from the movie. And so if you haven't seen it, it's available on Crunchyroll. It's in 4 different parts, which I'll get into later on why I'm not really a big fan of that. But still, it's in 4 different parts on Crunchyroll and probably some other streaming sites as well. So check it out. It's really fun, and it's really more of nostalgia porn if you watched Digimon as a kid back in the early 2000s. If you watch that and you're watching this again, I'm assuming that's why you're watching the Digimon Adventure Try series, or movies at least. And so if you haven't seen it already, prepare for spoilers because I will spoil a lot of what happens. So there are going to be 6 movies. They did announce before that it was going to be a TV anime series, I believe, but then they changed some scheduling plans to make it more of a movie feel. And so this one plays out into 4 different parts, each one like a half hour long, somewhere around there. It's like an hour 45, hour 40 minute long movie total if you take all the opening themes and ending themes as well, which I do like. The music in this, it's very nice, more of another rendition of the previous opening theme. Was very nice there, again, more nostalgia porn. However, the 4-part series for the film was really strange to me. You really felt out of it every time you had to go to the next part, and the way they pick up and the way they leave off is really just jarring as an audience member. It really destroyed the pacing for me. I think if you just released it as one big movie rather than just different parts, I think the flow would have been a lot more better and the more understanding of the whole entire story, because again, it's more of a preliminary story so far. It's more just seeing the characters back again and seeing where our characters are at so far in like their almost end of high school. You know, Taichi is asked what he wants to do after high school, and what are those kind of questions. Joe, he's trying to get his entrance exams. He's really doing bad in his cram school, and so we've seen a lot more of that, and rather than actual story. Previously, before this came out, a lot of fans were making a petition for Toei Animation to change the look of the characters. There's like comparisons of what they wanted for the characters to look like compared to what they originally looked like as they were released in promotional photos. And I was really a big fan of that, for the fans at least. I really did like the new look for the characters. It was new, it was different, it was kind of what I expected, more of what the other fans thought the characters were going to look like in their like later high school years. And they do kind of look a little bit different from the promotional photos, maybe just because this is actually in action rather than just a still photo. But still, I really like the look of the characters. Also, the feeling, you get the feel of a nostalgic feel for Digimon, and it doesn't really feel different than what they usually look like. And so I'm not sure what other fans think right now of the look of the characters. I don't really mind it, but some other fans probably did. I did mention a lot more of what I thought about Digimon Try and what I thought was going to happen in a previous video. You can check that out on my channel. But still, for what actually happens in Digimon Try, you get a lot more of Taichi and his inner struggle on how everyone's sort of separated. Everyone is too busy doing with their own things. It's very understandable for that, because it's sort of reflecting on real life in a way. You have your friends back in your middle school and when you're younger, but eventually you all kind of just grow apart of each other. It's sort of the natural state of life. You eventually break apart, and things aren't usually the way they always seem to be. And we kind of see that Taichi, how he's realizing that there's actual destruction with the Digimon and how what they cause, especially Kuwagamon, who goes around, makes a rampage on everything. You see these constant flashback images of the phone being destroyed. You kind of have to suspension of disbelief with the time frame of the show. You have flip phones and all that stuff there, but still, the more important things was that Taichi is realizing more of the destruction, seeing the buildings destroyed and all that. He kind of is struggling on what to do. You don't really get too much of that. I thought we got a little bit more of the inner struggle for Taichi. It will make a lot more sense. It will make more of a grasp of the actual story of what they're trying to do with Digimon Adventure Tri, because at least with the other reboots of classic series with Dragon Ball Super, it was more of just another series done by Akira Toriyama, and also just more further adventures for our characters after, during a certain point, with Battle of Gods and such like that. With Sailor Moon Crystal, you have a reboot that is more closer to the manga, and that was the reason why they wanted to do a reboot. With Digimon Adventure Tri, I'm really curious what they're trying to do here, whether we will see our characters in a different light, and where our characters are growing as people. As I don't mind the nostalgia for this series, but I don't want nostalgia just for nostalgic's sake. You have to have some sort of purpose with this series. Of course, with all these movies, doing this in a movie format is very interesting as well, because you're kind of telling a story in a much quicker pace than you would if there's a whole entire anime series, which I think, it probably is the same way if you do it in length. This movie is an hour 20 minutes or so, and so I guess that's like couple episodes already, like 4 or 6 episodes, somewhere around there already. And so very curious what we're going to see next, how much further we'll develop the Digimon franchise, and whether it will or not. But still, a lot of nostalgia porn, seeing our characters back and seeing the moments where Taichi is in trouble and then Agumon comes in from a random digital transportation, because that's one of the key storylines there, but it's not really further developed too much because we don't really know what's going on, except for that beginning part where we're talking about idea, this other Digimon or person, and their misunderstanding of that, sort of the creation of Digimon, I guess, where they're talking about in the beginning. Again, it's very vague. It doesn't really get further valued upon, except for our other characters coming in with Meiko, Meikum, and one other character as well. We have 3 new characters that seem to be a lot more seen, and another 4th one as well. So we have 4 new characters, very curious in their impact. Seems like Meiko and Meikumon is going to be a big impact because we found another Digidestined, and maybe they have some sort of impact on what's going on, because it did seem like Alphamon, the big bad at the end of this movie, was going after Mei-chan, and so very curious on her connection towards this whole entire thing that's going on with the Digimon coming back in these random portals and transporting to different dimensions and stuff like that there. It was very heartwarming to see Taichi and Agumon back together again. They hug it out. Everyone else had their Digimon in the airports when they're just standing there all together as one. Really heartwarming scene there, seeing everyone back, except for Joe and Mimi, who weren't really around. Mimi comes around at the end because she's in America right now, and I love how she just comes over to America just like that, even though it's pretty unrealistic for that as well, but still Mimi comes to America for many different reasons, as she says. She mentions Taichi's soccer match that she wanted people to go to, but everyone else had other things going on at the same time. Koshiro had a wedding party, and Matt or Yamato, he had a new band. I don't remember the band name because it was pretty stupid, and so his band broke up, and then a new band comes in. Obviously Takeru's always with his brother Yamato. I did like Sora and her inner conflict to appease Yamato and Taichi. Obviously, many fans have different ships between there, either Yamato and Sora or Taichi and Sora. I'm on the latter side of that, so Taichi and Sora being the main ship for me, and so she had that inner struggle on where to go and how she's going to manage her time to get to Yamato's gig while also going to Taichi's soccer match at the same time. So I really like that inner struggle there for Sora, more for a fan perspective rather than just a narrative perspective. Mimi remains one of my favorite characters from Digimon, from the classic series, because in this Digimon Adventure Tri version of Mimi, we see a lot more of her as the fan perspective. She did mention that Sora, how are you gonna choose over between Yamato and Taichi? She did mention that. She even mentioned to Koshiro, another ship of mine with Koshiro and Mimi. He's like, "Oh, Koshiro, have I gotten too cute for you?" And yet he's blushing, and he also has a moment where he's online online shopping and developed some weird algorithm to pretty much have clothes made just for him in certain colors, and obviously to make jokes about him trying to impress Mimi as well. So I did like that. Mimi, again, remains one of my favorite characters from Digimon. But other than that, again, not really much of a story. We did get Omegamon at the end, and weird, more nostalgia of scenes where we did see Metal Greymon and Weragarurumon, which isn't actually possible because I don't think they have the crests, and you need the crest to get into the ultimate forms of those. But still, just more of a nostalgia. I felt like that was there because they just kept going to different levels. After they went to the ultimate level, they went to Mega with War Greymon and Metal Garurumon, and then after that they combined to create Omegamon, and Omegamon kind of took out Alphamon in a way. I think he just went to a different dimension, and just after that it was more destruction, but still they prevented less destruction from happening if they didn't stop Alphamon and Kuwagamon. Again, Mako and Meikumon are revealed to be more Digi-destined, and they probably have some sort of bigger purpose for the movie in terms of an overall story. I mean, the next movie is titled Tetsui, or Determination, and so I guess they're determined to fight this out together against Taichi Yamato, the other ship for some fans as well. They continue to bicker and have their other conflicts, as well as the two co-leaders of the group in a way as well. And so we see a lot more of that, them bickering and fighting even to this day. Even as they're older, they still continue to fight against each other. So unfortunately, we have to wait until March 12th, 2016 for that second film. But as for the first film, I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10 rating. It was very fun. It was very nice to see our characters back for the nostalgia feels. For an overall movie, however, it's very badly paced, and you don't really get a sense of a story. You just get inklings of a story, but you don't really understand too much of what's going on. Obviously, you have this key plot hole where the Digimon can kind of just go into different computers or any other devices that has an internet connection, and so they just kind of go freely in and out anytime they want. But again, it's more just nostalgia for the first movie with the title of Reunion. It seems like we're going to have a lot more of a story in the next movie with Determination as the title. Hopefully you do, because again, I would really like to see a lot more of a story and more of a purpose for this other than just nostalgia feels. Obviously, I'm happy to see Digimon back and see our new characters in a different look, which I do like as well. But still, again, I'd like to see a little bit more in the next couple movies. What do you guys think about this film? Put all your thoughts and opinions on this movie in the comment section down below. Also, rate this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also, share this video as well. It really helps me out, so I'd really appreciate that. Thank you for watching my review of the Digimon Adventure Try movie. That first movie is titled Reunion. Hope you guys have a nice day. Bye-bye.